You got down there, you and Terry, right?
Yeah, me and Terry.
And Coach Meyer was talking about how exhausted you were, you in particular, because you've been playing, just came in and gone out, playing every snap. How did you kind of fight through that and have the energy to make that play?
I think at the end of the day, just you want to be able to do anything for the football team. Me and Terry kind of been having like a little friendly competition all year over who's the best gunner on the team. So we kind of been going at it, and just getting down there is like I know if I'm there, Terry's gonna be right behind me, or if he's there, I'll be right behind him. So I mean, it's all fun at the end of the day.
Is it weird for you coming in here? You were a 5-star recruit, #1 corner in the country, blah blah blah, and now you 2 years later are worried about who the best gunner on punt coverage is, instead of like interceptions and that kind of stuff. Like, I mean, I know you want to get interceptions.
Yeah, not necessarily. I mean, because I guess it feels weird for me. Probably kind of weird for Terry since he's a receiver playing gunner. So I mean, I think it's kind of just one of the things at Ohio State. Best players play on special teams, and once you accept that, I feel like your career kind of takes off.
Who is the better gunner? Who's currently winning your competition?
I mean, y'all saw the game on Saturday, so I mean, I don't know whoever y'all got.
How much pride do you as a unit take in not allowing punt return yardage?
We take a lot of pride. I mean, last year going into the TM North game, we had allowed 0 net return yards, so it was we were kind of upset when DPJ got that return off that pooch punt. But this year, I'm not sure what the number is right now, but I guess it's relatively low.
Jeff, I don't know how much you guys get asked this question, but we get it asked a lot. We don't really have a good answer for when an Ohio State cornerback should turn their head back to try and find the football, how the technique is taught. What can you maybe explain to us so that we can shed more light on that for anyone who asks us?
At Ohio State, we're coached not to turn and look for the ball unless you're on top of the receiver. So I get that's called in phase. So when you're on top of the receiver, we call that the in phase position. And when you're behind the receiver, you're out of phase. And at that time, you have to play through his hands. So unless you're in phase, you're not supposed to look back for the ball. But sometimes you'll see us look back for the ball out of phase. But most of the time, you'll see us try to play through the receiver's hands because we're either behind the receiver or we're level with the receiver. But when we're on top of the receiver, we'll always look back for the football.
We only really hear about it when you guys get called for pass interference. I mean, what is, how correct do you have to play it to avoid some of these penalties?
I think you have to play really precise. Like it's really a work in progress as far as. I mean, we want to be able to stay on top of the receivers. So I think as the season progresses and we start getting in that ideal position, you'll see us be able to look back at the football a lot more.
Shaun Wade's done a lot on defense, some corners, some safety, some nickel, it seems. Can you talk about what his role is?
Right now, Shaun's playing nickel on third down. He's working with the safety group, and at the end of a lot of games that are kind of getting to that blowout range, you'll see him work corner. So, I mean, he's working all 3 DB positions, and I think he's doing a really good job at all 3.
I mean, can you talk about what you've seen out of him, his development?
It's been pretty cool just seeing, since he got hurt, just seeing him fight back, grind through the offseason, and then be able to make plays on Saturday.
You guys came in together, you and Shaun.
Yeah.
What did you see from him last year when he had the surgery and then was kind of waiting his time? How did you see him handle that?
I could tell he was kind of down just because he was a little disappointed that he couldn't be out there with and playing with us. But I just respect him so much because he didn't complain not one time. He kind of just put his head down and worked every single day.
Hey, Jeffrey, your coaches have made a point to tell us that as well as you guys have played, you haven't played your best football. How far away do you feel like you guys are from showing your potential?
I think Saturday we really scratched the surface because even though there were some big plays involved in that game on the defensive end, I think our defense did a pretty good job of just holding the #1 ranked scoring offense to, they were averaging, I think, 50-plus a game. And
55.5.
Yeah, and they got, 26?
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's cutting down their scoring in half. So when you can get a defensive performance like that, I think at the end of the day, all things considered, you have to kind of give yourself a pat on the back.
Yeah, but you said scratching the surface. Does that mean that you think that there's more there, that as the season gets long, you think that this team could even do better than what we saw on Saturday?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think that personally for me, I know the defensive line is a pretty strong group. And so they kind of set the bar of where our whole defense should be as far as the linebackers and the secondary. So once everyone hits that defensive line group, then we're just going to all elevate together. And that's pretty much been the plan.